Jack to the boomer, Jack to the boomer, Jack to the boomer. Comedian interviews. Jack to the boomer, Jack to the boomer, Jack to the boomer, starring Josh Jackaboo.
All right, another episode here. Jack to the boomer. 4 views on YouTube. Let's get it with Tony Mayhill.
4 views.
2 from me, maybe 1 from him.
Soon to be 5.
That's right. I recently saw a picture of the Ultimate Warrior without his makeup on, and he kind of looks like a Hawaiian Vince McMahon.
He does. He does look like Hawaiian Vince McMahon, and it was really weird. There's a picture floating around of him and them shaking hands, and it's like separated at birth twins. You know?
It is. Yeah. It's like the movie Twins, but instead of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, you got two steroided up gentlemen. One's Hawaiian, and I don't know if Vince McMahon's Italian, Irish. What do you think he is? Greek?
McMahon? Oh, sounds Irish to me.
But his hair looks kind of Greek, but maybe that's just the way his hair was bald. He had that thick gray spot, I remember, for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Well, he shaved his head when he lost that match to Trump at, like, WrestleMania something or other.
Yeah, I'm one of those people, I stopped watching wrestling after they split up the rosters for Raw and SmackDown.
That's when I stopped, but I recently got back into it, predominantly because I work in the service industry and a lot of the other associates watch it. So outside of being able to talk Walking Dead with them, I now watch professional wrestling, so now I have that to talk about at work. Because let's face it, not too many people care to hear about my struggling comedy career and all my thoughts on MMA. So. Yeah,
well, I thought people would hear about MMA, but
no, not
struggling
really.
Comedy, I can totally understand that. I don't talk about it at all. Really, yeah. I try not to. Like, how's the comedy thing going? I'm like, well, what? If you still see me, that means it's not doing good.
Did you come to a show ever? No.
I'm taking my talents over to South Beach.
Yeah. That's my favorite thing is whenever someone at work asks, oh, how's comedy going? Oh, have you been to a show? Well, you should come check it out and decide for yourself.
I think people, what they do is they like ask you if you got shows going on when you're not on shows. But then you got shows coming up, you're like, hey, I'm doing a show. They're like, oh yeah, I'll let you know.
Yeah, oh, I'm busy that weekend. It's 6 months from now. I'm going to be busy.
Yeah, that's the sad, ugly truth about open mic comedy. And speaking comedy, were you an Otto and George fan by any chance?
I heard of him.
Okay, no problem. Well, Otto Peterson, the great Otto Peterson, the voice, well, he wasn't the voice, he did the voice of George, he passed away. Okay. And as a dirty comic, I brought him up because he was one of the pioneers in filthy comedy, one of the best filthy comedy technicians. You're not really a filthy comic.
No.
But, you know, you incorporate wrestling into your act. Sometimes you have a Macho Man.
We're going to change that up tonight.
He's going to switch it up. It's a signature bit, but at least you're crafting it, I guess you could say.
Well, I wasn't here last week, predominantly because I decided sitting at home watching Ultimate Warrior video clips and wrestling matches on YouTube was a better way to spend my Wednesday night. Mm-hmm. And I decided tonight, when I do my Macho Man bit, it will be kind of the same bit, but I'm going to do it as the Ultimate Warrior. Which is going to be fun, because I've never tried to do an Ultimate Warrior impression before. So it's going to be the first time we're going to do it, so I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to it too. What's the comparison in their voices? Ultimate Warrior is like more louder.
It's not so much the comparison of the voice. It's going to be the flow of speech.
Okay.
And how like they put together their promos. I'm going to probably use the same voice that I used for Macho Man for Ultimate Warrior, because my Macho Man impression ain't that great. But what I'm going to do is add some of the Warrior speak and speech and insane ramblings. Because if you ever want to have a good time, and you're like, you know, I'm watching all this Jack to the Humor?
Jack to the Boomer.
Jack to the Boomer, okay.
It's alright, it's a weird name.
I like Jack to the Humor.
Well, that would make more sense, but the reason why I call it Jack to the Boomer is because it's a takeoff, the Back to the Humor show. Yeah. But it doesn't matter, you're right, I should call it that, but go ahead and continue.
No, it's okay, whatever you want to call your show. I just didn't think of it for a second. I was like, I'm sorry, it escaped me.
It happens.
What was I saying?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that's one of your signature things.
Oh yeah, when you're not watching the Jack to the Boomer show on YouTube, you should check out Ultimate Warrior promos. And you're going to see just the ramblings of what appears to be an insane genius. And they're amazing. They make no sense.
Yeah.
Like, load the rocket ships with rocket fuel and fire them into space. That was a catchphrase. For
Yeah.
what? I have no idea.
You know what? He was very energetic and he sold it. I realized a lot of his matches were kind of the same.
Oh, yeah.
But they were very entertaining. He would come out, the whole audience would go crazy. He would come and shake the ropes, and no matter how many times this gentleman would hit him, he couldn't feel it.
Nope.
He was immortal.
Did not
and
sell
then
a
he would
move.
knock the guy down, run across the ropes back and forth. It seems like 18 times.
Clothesline him.
Yeah, and then the guy would do the thing when he ducks down, he jumps over the rope, knocks him over, the whole crowd goes crazy. He's got the energy, shaking the ropes. I believe the ropes had broke a few times. That's the technician's fault. That's not his fault. That's just the guy who was
Faulty WWF technicians.
Yes.
That's why they switched over to WWE. Was all those bad technicians?
Yes.
Not the World Wildlife
Yes.
Federation. Just bad technicians.
Yeah, that's why Owen Hart died.
Yeah.
The guy figured, what happened with that? The guy was doing a promo stunt, the guy fell, Jesus Christ, what is it, 160 feet? That's it.
Yeah, that killed him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it was sad. I cried when I was a kid.
I can remember that was the first pay-per-view my buddy Tim always got. And then it goes blacked out, and then it comes on, and they talk about Owen Hart dying, and like his mom was like, "We can't watch this." I was like,
Oh man, I watched it. One of his best matches, I think it was Owen Hart. Was it Brett? It was the first street fight where it was like in a house. I don't know if you've seen that pay-per-view. They were in a house and they were like tail drop in someone's bed and they're in the basement or something. I don't know. Owen Hart was very entertaining.
favorite Owen Hart Bret Hart match. I think I want to say it was SummerSlam '94. It was a classic blue steel cage. Also on that card was Undertaker versus Undertaker. How we started about classic wrestling?
I don't know. The show just can take anywhere, but you know what? You should do a wrestling comedy podcast.
I wanted to, but no one wants to do it with me.
I'll do it with you, but I don't have the knowledge you
See,
have.
that's the thing. Like the other night, I had Dan Martinez, Andrew Mahan, Rick Robot, and we were going to talk about the Marvel movies. And I was waiting for everyone to get settled in, so I had on Raw. Mm-hmm. And all three of them just started talking about wrestling. I got so angry with them. I had to turn it off. I was like, I've been wanting to do a wrestling podcast the whole time when we first started the Night Train Effect. I wanted to do wrestling.
Yeah.
Wanted to talk about wrestling. Rick and Darren were like, no, we can't do wrestling. We don't know anything about it. We don't watch it. We don't keep up with it. Blah blah blah. Here they are sitting on my couch, talking about wrestling, talking about what's going on.
Darren knows. I mean,
but like that was the thing. Like you don't like I just put on Raw and the podcast started.
yeah, that happens. You know? And, it's like me. I'm out of the loop right now. Like I know some of the new guys, but I watched this when I was like 4 years old.
Yeah.
I think I stopped watching when I was like 16, 17. I stopped watching wrestling when I found out the internet had porn because I was really watching it because I was beating off the Trish Stratus, Stacy Keibler,
Marlena.
Tori Wilson. Jacqueline, if you know, she wasn't attractive. She had the big chocolate tits.
Jacqueline was pretty hot though.
I thought she was hot.
She had a good
There was
ass.
one pay-per-view when her nipple came out.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
It was a big nipple. So she had
You know,
giant.
even though she was a little trashy looking and weird, Luna Vachon.
She had that punk rock, I'll fuck her in a bar type.
Exactly.
In the bathroom stall, Bob Levy style. But before we wrap this up, I wanted to ask you, what made you decide to stick to this room? Because most comedians don't come back here, and you started out, it's been a year?
A little over a year. I live right up the road, and
That's a good reason.
I don't like to travel.
Me neither.
So it's close to home, and
Easy to get on.
well, it's easy to get on, and I don't gotta wait till like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Very true.
You know, if I could just go somewhere, put my name on a list, and get on, I would go. But I know for a fact that there's politics involved, and I haven't even experienced this firsthand. I hear it from you. I hear it from a lot of other comics where it's just like, I don't want to waste my time. And then when I do have working reliable transport, I like to go to Puck and Doylestown because again, you put your name on a list.
Yeah, you get right on. You get the spot.
You're done before, you know, the show starts at what, 7:30, 8 o'clock at Puck, 8:15, depending on how the fit feels.
Those are the best open mics.
And then you're done by 10 o'clock, and if I live in the city, I get to be home by 11.
There you go.
I go to a city mic living in the city, I get to go there at 8:30, put my name on the list, chain smoke till 1 o'clock in the morning outside, and go in, see some comics, go out, see some comics, you know, be social, and then you go on like at 1:15 in the morning, and you're given 2.5 minutes, and they give you a light at 30 seconds.
Very hard.
So I decide, you know, I like this room. I'm working on my craft, and you know, I'm in no hurry to get to the next level. I just want to keep writing better jokes, and what better room to keep testing them out than this room? I know all you guys know my style of humor. So if I write something new, you'll enjoy it, and I can actually count on you guys to give me positive or negative feedback depending on how my joke hits or misses. So
There you go. Tony Viejo game plan. He just boom dropped it on you.
boom! Right now, Jack Back humor. is going on right now on the internet, on the
In the house,
YouTubes.
right
You're
now.
gonna check it out. You're gonna love it. You're gonna be jacking to the humor all the time, looking for other things. You're gonna check out Back to the Humor. I'm Only Serious News Network. All the things that we're affiliated with. You're gonna love it. You're gonna check it out. You're gonna have a great time. All right, peace.
Peace.